You
Let's
live
talk
on
about the
stolen
fact
land.
that immigrants look like you. Wait, but let's talk about the
Also,
fact that
because I
immigrants
look
look
too
like
white, I'm a
you, right?
problem. I'm
Let's
Middle
talk about
Eastern.
Renee Good.
I am Middle
Let's talk
Eastern.
about Renee.
Let's
Well, you
talk
look like
about
you
Renee
look like
Good.
a white woman. You look like a white
And is
woman.
that wait?
And Renee
What
Good
is
was shot
wrong
in the
with
face.
looking white?
Alex Pretty
What
was
is
shot
wrong
and
with
killed.
looking white?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. So we're gonna watch this incredible segment from the Piers Morgan show where they're discussing Billie Eilish and the statement that she made as far as the country and the United States being on stolen land. Now, this segment right here is absolutely incredible because you're gonna have a couple of people that are going to defend Billie Eilish, and more specifically, this guy right here, this black dude. Now, this segment gets hilarious because this woman right here to the right of Piers is going to ask one simple question. And it's a great question to point out the hypocrisy in people that say that we live on stolen land. Now, that question was so incredibly difficult for this man to answer that he resorts to racism towards this woman next to Piers Morgan. I mean, it was just automatic how he resorted to racial attacks because he simply couldn't answer. So let's not waste any time and get into this segment here. Now, I'm gonna give you some context here. It's gonna be two parts. This first part is the full context of the conversation and the question that she asked, but she doesn't get the opportunity to elaborate or respond back to Jason. That's his name right here, Jason Lee. So that response from this woman happens later down the segment. And so we're going to watch the first part, and then we're going to jump to the part of the video where she actually gets to respond in full. So let's get straight into it.
Emily Austin, you were at the Grammys and you went viral for a genuinely laugh out loud clip of you and your friend reacting in real time to what you were hearing on stage. Just take a look.
Protesting, and our voices really do matter, and people matter, and fuck ICE is all I want to say. Thank you so much.
I'm so edgy. I said fuck ICE. Oh my god.
Now, full disclosure, Miss Eilish and I share the same Hollywood hairdresser, which has worked out rather better for her than me. He's a lovely guy. He's a brilliant hairdresser. But I have to say, next time I see him, I will be pointing out that what she said there was obviously ridiculous. But it's interesting to me, Emily, after a few award shows where celebrities kind of got the let's leave the politics out of this memo, they're now back with a vengeance. ICE has been the catalyst for this. We didn't hear anything about Iran, for example, and the heroic protesters or anything like that. It was all ICE, ICE, ICE. You were there. What was the mood in the room like?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me, and I'm so happy you look like you're feeling great and not up and moving around just yet, but at least your mouth still works. That was my mother.
My mouth works, and I do a job that involves sitting here staring at a camera, as most of us do. So thank God for my job.
Oh, always good to see you. But my mother was the woman sitting next to me in the video, and it's so funny.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was your younger sister.
It's a compliment to her, but the party of love and kindness and inclusivity has been the first group to attack her on her appearance, on her parenting choices. Personally speaking, I think she did a phenomenal job. But the mood in the room was, everyone was elated. It's basically a free concert for those who were invited. It's a big party. People are singing, dancing. And then every time there's a political rant, let's just call it political nonsense, everyone kind of forcefully stands besides myself because I'm not a sheep. But you could tell that there's just this fatigue. And contrary to what you just said in the intro, I don't think Trump is worried. I don't think anyone's worried, because if one thing completely dismissed of all of Hollywood's opinion, it was this past election. Kamala had every Diddy party guest, every single celebrity in the world that endorsed her, and clearly it didn't work. She had Megan Thee Stallion, Taylor Swift, you name it, they endorsed Kamala, yet Donald Trump won not by a small margin, but by a landslide in this election. So celebrity opinions don't count. Now, personally speaking, I love music, I love theater, I love the arts. And coming to this event, I was so happy to just be there and be present. And I don't take their opinions seriously. Nobody else does either, but it's just so annoying that they speak on something that A, they don't believe in, or B, they don't put their money where their mouth is. But, you know, at least I can reassure you, a lot of celebrities did in fact come up to me. They were like, "We love your bag. We're so proud of you." And I'm like, "Why don't you speak up?" And they're like, "Of course we can't. We work in the music industry. Our artists won't work with us." And I told you, do you really believe that the artists feel that way? And a lot of the music executives were like, "Actually, no. They're doing it because their publicist said it's the right thing to do, or a very woke friend was chirping in their ear, and it doesn't make a difference to them. It's very harmless to them."
Facts. Facts. I mean, I hear that all the time, even myself, on a small scale, from people that I know personally. All the time. I get DMs all the time asking, "Bro, how do you do it? You know, I'm scared to speak up and say what's on my mind because of my job, because of friendships and relationships, even people that are in my fraternity." I get messages all the time. They're like, "Bro, how do people in the frat treat you? And, you know, do you ever get hate messages and stuff like that?" Yeah, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. And, you know, it's funny because it only happens because of fear. People are scared. And who put that fear in them? The media, you know, cancel culture, their jobs, social media. They put fear into the hearts of these people that want to speak up, that believe in something different, but they can't say anything because they're just scared. They're just scared. And
welcome back to us.
Celebrity opinion does not matter at all. It does not matter at all because what affects us does not affect them. The economy doesn't affect them as it affects us. Border security, the last two issues that people voted on mostly last elections, border security and the economy. Two things that don't affect these celebrities. They live in gated communities and they have private security, high paid armed private security everywhere that they go. And they're too rich to be affected by inflation and a horrible economy. So I don't want to hear from them at all. I don't care what side they're on. Now, I'm going to skip this little part right here where Tommy Lahren speaks, because I don't want to make the video longer than it is, because Jason technically responds directly back to Emily and not Tommy. So we're going to skip where Tommy speaks and get to Jason's response.
Well, you know, I'm not going to argue what these people do with their mansions, but a couple of things that you said that people are tired of what celebrities are talking about. Donald Trump is a celebrity, in case we forgot that. He's a celebrity that used his celebrity to become president. And his movement, Make America Great Again, is really about making America racist again. And if you want to talk about stolen land and just ignore what happened to the Native Americans, ignore what happened to black people in our country, to do that would be siding with the oppressors. And I will tell you, like, I'm not one to say that celebrities should matter, but this is the same president that just used Nicki Minaj to come from her home in Calabasas that was on its way to foreclosure or her being evicted, to come to an event to propel whatever message he wanted to get out there in front of the Epstein files. We have a president right now who throws Christianity, who uses every weapon of mass distraction in order to make the American people in the world forget the fact that he was hanging on a jet with Jeffrey Epstein, sitting over there on the island, and all the documents that have been released show that all the pedo sympathizers, even on this show, defending Donald Trump, have a lot that they don't want to be accountable for. So I'm not gonna, you know, be distracted by the narrative that Bad Bunny talking about out ICE is some way more important than the fact that most of us have sat by and watched the genocide in Gaza and have sided with a pedophile.
Wow.
Sir, do you own a home?
Okay, well, that's...
I'm sorry, there's somebody else waiting to talk. We can get into questions later because I'm
Wait,
ready for whatever you
No,
got.
actually, it's a good question. It's a good question.
What was the question?
Do you own private property in the United States?
What I own has nothing to do. It's almost as relevant as you sitting in the Grammys singing along to all the artists and using a moment to go get clout for the world to see you. I don't
So
know
you don't want
never
to
seen
answer
you. I
the
know
question?
Tommy.
Classic liberal response.
It doesn't matter.
I'm sure you own a home,
The
and
thing
I'm
that
sure
you
you
have to
did not
understand
check
is
if a Native American had
slavery is
previously owned the
over.
land.
Slavery is
and you
over.
are part of the
Listen,
Billie Eilish
slavery is
camp
over,
that will
and
say
you
that
don't
there's no
control
illegals
what
on
I do.
stolen land, but
But
you
you know
live in the
what? Let's
stolen
talk
land.
about the
You
let's
live
talk
on
about the
stolen
fact
land.
that immigrants look like you. Wait, but let's talk about the
Also,
fact that
because I
immigrants
look
look
too
like
white, I'm a
you, right?
problem. I'm
Let's
Middle
talk about
Eastern.
Renee Good. Let's
I
talk
am Middle
about
Eastern.
Renee.
Let's
Well, you
talk
look
about
like
Renee
you look
Good.
like a white woman. You look like a white
And is
woman.
that wait,
And Renee
what
Good
is
was shot
wrong
in the
with
face.
looking white?
Alex Preddy
What
was
is
shot
wrong
and
with
killed.
looking white?
Listen, Just
What's the
listen,
problem with looking
your
white?
proximity to whiteness, is jumping off the screen. And so you benefit from proximity to whiteness, but you don't want to acknowledge all the issues that your people are creating in our country and for the world
Sorry,
right
wait a
now.
minute.
So
Sorry, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute.
I
Wait,
look too white, guys.
whoa.
Go ahead, Pierce.
Proximity to whiteness is now a problem.
No, I'm not saying it's a problem. Listen, I want to make America great again. I just don't know when it was great and for what people. I think this is make America racist again. I mean, peers in our country, you'd be considered an immigrant. Until they started shooting white people in broad daylight, this wasn't as big of an issue as it is right now. So let's just be honest about that.
Well, I am. I'm considered actually, for the record, an exceptional alien. That is my immigration status to the United States. I get a new visa every 3 years on average, and my exact, precise, the way they describe me on my visa is a exceptional alien. Now, I could get all upset about that. I don't think I'm an alien. I think I'm a human being. But I quite like the word exceptional, so I let it ride. But I'm curious that you would attack Emily for her proximity to whiteness. Yep. In other words, she's not completely white, but she looks kind of white. So therefore, doesn't fly.
I mean, she looks like a white woman to me. I'm not attacking her. I'm addressing her. Wow. I think there's a difference.
But imagine if I said to you, Jason, imagine if I said to you, Jason Lee, you're kind of black, but it's more a proximity to blackness.
I get that, but I get that from white people all the time. My mother's Italian, my father's black. I get that I'm Dominican. I really don't care what people think my proximity is to, and I'm not sensitive.
You know what you'd call me if I said that?
Personal if anybody
you
wants
would
to
call me a you would call me a racist if I said that.
He did just call me one.
No, Piers, unlike some people that look like me, I actually think you're exceptional, and I love that you can put it out there and own it and stand in it like I can, and like everybody, like Tommy can, right? And so, my opinion about her is her opinion about Bad Bunny. We are all here to share our opinions, and I stand in mine.
I love Bad Bunny. And I'm very confused why you're playing identity politics.
So am I. But let's come to Keith, who's been waiting patiently.
All right, so that's the first part of the segment. And as you noticed, she didn't really get the opportunity to fully respond to what Jason said. But before she goes on, what Jason said is literally what most of these leftists and these Democrats feel. They believe that any type of proximity to whiteness is racism. That's why they believe that black conservatives are Uncle Toms and sellouts, because they believe being a conservative is proximity to whiteness. They believe that only white people can be conservative, even without knowing your beliefs about policy or anything in specific. If you just come out and say that you are a conservative, that you are a black conservative, and you lean more right than you do to the left, they automatically come out and say you're trying to be white, or say, why are you trying to be white? So any type of proximity to whiteness, these people have a problem with, no matter what it is. And it seems like anything that is good is proximity to whiteness to these people. Absolutely hilarious. So now let's watch Emily's response, which I thought was brilliant.
I'm still waiting for the punchline, because you started with something and then you went to something else. I am, according to you, a white girl. I love Bad Bunny, so I'm not really sure what your point is. You keep calling people white as if it's a bad thing. You keep saying America is a place for only white people, yet you are here. With all due respect, if you're on this show, you must be slightly successful. You said you are part black. I'm not sure what your background is, because I judge by merit. I'm not part of the DEI clan that judge people by their race or ethnicity. I care about two things. If you are legal in this country, then you are a citizen. I don't care from where you come from, as long as you do it the right way. Both my parents came to Ellis Island and did things the right way. So I don't think it's fair when people just illegally cross the border, cutting the line, and then reap the benefits of American citizens. And number two, I don't care what your skin color is, or your ethnicity, or your religion. I care that you're a good, kind person, and that you're not indulging in these identity politics and trying to play the victim. And you, sir, are a hypocrite, because I'm sure
you literally are an identity conflict sitting right here on the screen. Listen, I know more of who I am than you appear to know who you are. I haven't seen your parents' paperwork.
He's literally turning fucking red. Look at him. He's literally turning red. She's cooking him right now. That's why he interrupted her, because she is cooking him right now. hooking him.
Parents' paperwork. How do I know that your parents
Let her
came
finish
here
her point,
legally?
please.
Everything that you've said on this show
Don't
has
talk
been
over each
negative.
other.
He said, how do I know that your parents came here illegally? So you do care if she came here illegally or not. If she was an illegal immigrant, you should have embraced her, just like you embraced all the other illegal immigrants. See, he has a problem with immigrants coming into this country that don't agree with them. That's why he wants to know, hey, I don't know if you're legal or not. Apparently it matters to them now because she disagrees with him. This dude is a complete moron. He's a racist, period. And you see how red he's turning. He went from being light-skinned to Patrick Star.
We're bringing it on. We're running out of
divisive.
Okay,
period.
time out. We're running out of time. I want to end with two things: one for Keith and one for Tommy. Roy.
Yeah, so we're gonna stop it right there. That's pretty much the end of that back and forth between Emily and Jason. And the question that she asked him was absolutely reasonable, because if you are saying that we're on stolen land and you live on that stolen land, then you are a hypocrite. You're benefiting from that said stolen land. It's like me going to work and driving around town in a stolen car and saying that it's a stolen car, but not wanting to give it up. That doesn't make any freaking sense at all. I'm literally telling you I'm in a stolen car. I go to work in a stolen car. I drive, my family is in the car. I take them everywhere we go shopping. And I'm admitting that this car is stolen, but I paid for it, right? So therefore, now it belongs to me. I shouldn't give it up. But I'm literally shaming other people that are also in a stolen car at the same time. It makes no sense at all. You are, by definition, a hypocrite. If you are saying that you're on a stolen land and you're living on any part of this land and you don't deport yourself and give your land back to the rightful owner, then you're a hypocrite. The only way that you would not be a hypocrite is if you give the land back to them for free. You literally give them your home, your property, whatever. You give it back to them for free, and then you buy it back from them at whatever price they want to sell it to you. And they need to be the beneficiary of that purchase. But if you're saying that you're on stolen land, you don't buy it from them, you bought it from somebody else, you're on that property, you don't give it up, you're a hypocrite. You're the biggest hypocrite there is. And I mean, nobody should take you serious at all. So anyway, I thought this was fascinating. These people always expose themselves as the races that they truly are. Because once again, if you are in proximity to whiteness, it's a problem, according to the left. Let me know what you think, guys. Let's talk about this video in the comment section. Leave your opinion down there. And of course, if you're brand new, consider subscribing. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.